Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, and I'm showing you my rigged win. Got a love note, let's say, from one of the other guys on the other team, or one of the guys on the other team. You notice that I'm actually just moving away from cap, and we're a minute and 4 seconds into the battle. Actually, how is it only that far into the battle? 8 seconds. That doesn't seem right. What is going on here? Maybe it's just a timer for when you log in. Essentially what happened is the game crashed just as I was spawning into this battle, or after I hit battle. And it took me a little while to get back in. Notice that the team has already spread out, and off I go. I'm headed off this way. I am bottom tier. I'm looking at what I've got to deal with here. I've got BZ-176s coming out of the bottom. The bazoo here, the wazoo out of the I don't know, the sphincter, whatever you want to call it. I have too many WZ-176s. That is all I know. So I become very noobish, I guess. I am the guy in the heavy sniping in the 122. I am that guy, my friends. I am that guy. How often have you seen me do this? I don't show you these games. I do it most of the time. That's not true. I don't do it hardly at all. I really expected the 3 BZs when I logged in, or when I spawned in. I keep saying logged. Watch this. Oh, sweet. HE always does damage. When I logged in, spawned in, and saw what was going on, and I saw there were 3 BZs platooned, I went, oof. Interesting thing about those BZs, we'll get to that in a little while when we start to talk about the love note that I got. But the BZs are kind of losing, and we killed one. And I had a little bit to do with it. I was pretty excited. So here we go. Let's take my hit points. Let's get up there where I should have been. My buddies are taking a few more hits. Let's see if we can knock a couple of these guys out. The rest of the team's doing okay. Actually, we've got a nice 5-1 lead. We killed one of their BZs. We still have a BZ alive. We have 2 AMBTs, but they've taken some hits. If they can get their guns in there and start doing some damage, that would be fantastimundo. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Guido can get in here. Remember, it's a rigged game, all right? This game's been rigged for us to win. The proof of it is right there. See how he just snapped? And that's proof of riggedness game. So I'll come in here with my mighty HE. See if we can keep him busy. Is he going to shoot me? Don't know. Let's just push. Let's just do that. We'll go ahead and detract that sucker fool. He takes a shot. I'm hiding from the T-28. A little bit scary. I didn't actually realize that guy was there, if I'm honest. And, oh, look at that. BZ is dead. Well, we're in good shape right here for a rigged win. Definitely Matchmaker and RNG and Dispersion is on our side. Totally rigged. We probably have a better team by miles. More than likely, Matchmaker has put us in the win bucket. I'm still shooting HE. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I have no reason. Look, this whole thing for me was a ship show from the beginning. Starting with the game crashing, then I had to get the email from Wargaming letting me know that the game was rigged in my favor, and to just shoot as I go and not even worry about it, so everything will work, right? See how that works? Armor not penetrated. Stupid IS. I actually got shot by an IS. Things are going well, folks. This looks like a win, doesn't it? Auto pen. Rigged. No. Armor not penetrated. Kind of picked a bad shot to shoot him, or a bad place to shoot him. The pain with the old KV-122, which is a really not great tier 7 heavy that I'm doing really well in for some reason, is that the depression is depressing, and I mean very depressing. Watch this. Rigged. See? Told you. Rigged. 386. Also a high roll. That's not true. It's a slight low roll. That is how they camouflage the riggedness. The IS shoots me. I don't know why. Why did he shoot me? Probably because there's more heavily armored tanks around, or maybe because I'm the one it sees. Look at that. Rigged. Just snap her off. It works like a champ. Game's pretty much over, folks. 649 mighty damage. I think I actually get one more shot. The CDC may even hit me here at some point. 649, 1,546. I do have a kill out of it in the mighty KV-122 in a rigged game. Now, I'm sure you watched the game as it went. I'm going to ask you in all seriousness, how was it that we won this? If it was rigging, okay, maybe it was. Could have been. But what do you think, really? What was it? How did we win that game? Rigged. Told you. Because the game decided I was going to get the second kill to 711 damage and 1,757 assist. And that is when I got the note, which I'm not going to put up here. And I'm not even going to say which guy it was on the other team. But it starts off. Let me just say this, my friends. Don't be the guy that sends a note to people after battle unless it's a GG or you have an honest question about something that happened and you're trying to learn, that kind of thing, and be very nice. Do not be the guy who says, congrats on your rigged win. What is the purpose of starting a conversation with somebody after a game? Especially if you're commenting to the other team. When there's no cross-team chat, there's no way they would have said anything to you. But this fella decided that it was rigged. Now, I will say that we left friends. And I think I sent him my YouTube channel. So maybe he's watching this, which is cool. I wrote back, how was it rigged? He said, yup. I said, so Wargaming decided that I would win and picked on you, a guy with less than X battles to lose. Yup. Spending money on this game. Do you think it coincides that your team was stacked? Just purely random, right? LAMO, wow, you guys are so naive. All right. Well, I thought that was interesting. That probably indicates that the person is running XVM, or maybe he was really quick to look up names, or there's some other way to do it. I don't know, but in any event, he has some idea of the stats on the teams, or guessed. I don't know. So that made me interested, and I said, well, okay. Was it stacked? It certainly, if my team had better players, and a lot more better players, that is an absolute benefit or advantage to my team. It just is. You have better players in the team, you have a better chance. It's not 100%, but your probability of winning goes up depending on how much more skill is on one side or the other. I don't think that's necessarily rigging, or I know it's not necessarily rigging. It could look that way for a singular match, and you might look at the match and go, well, the match was rigged to win because the matchmaker stacked good players, although I don't think the matchmaker stacked good players on purpose. There's a lot more to that. A lot more to that. But let's take a look and just break down this singular game. Because we're talking about, was it a rigged win and how did I win? When I looked at it, their 3 BZ-176 players are quite good. In fact, 2 of them are arguably better than I am, or at least on par. And one of them's on par. So they had a top-tier platoon. Our platoon was the only one we had was in a Tiger, Panther, and IKV-90 at tier 7. By all rights, that BZ-176, and they were all together, and they were in a good spot on the map. They went to the right place. They had some help along the way. Not enough, it turns out, because of the long reload. And we were able to beat the 3 BZs without losing too many tanks. That meant the rest of their team was kind of, what they had to send into the city was reduced because there wasn't a whole lot of it. The 128 was on our side. The CDC they had camped. But skill-wise, they had a pretty even mix of skill, or even better at tier 8. Down in some of the bottom tiers, we had a few better players than them. But overall, I would say it was quite even in skill. So it really wasn't rigged. What was rigged is we beat their best power, best players down in the southeast. That's just how it happened. We actually had kind of worse tanks for the position, although the AMBTs played well, and they are good in that position as well. So not rigged, right? Taking this one match as a one-off and looking at it, the skill levels weren't that much off. In fact, I would have given the advantage if I looked at the setup, the map, the tanks, the players at the beginning. And it's one of the reasons I camped, right? I sat back because I looked at it and went, we're going to have a lot of trouble with the BZs. That platoon, if they know what they're doing and they get down there in the ravine, they're going to whoop on us. It's going to be really hard to get them unless we have some aggressive players and push in. And killing the one that got tracked as he came up and over was huge. That was huge because now there's only 2. And then the second one died as I got up there. And then the third one's really in trouble because he has no friends left. Only the T-28 there sitting up top and about 5 of us who could come around, take a couple hits, and take that guy down. All right, so we just played better in the better spot, right, or in the important spot. And that's the end of the story. That's all there is to this particular match. That's all it really is. It's not rigged. It's not. It's just in fact, to some extent, I would argue it was rigged in the purple team's favor in that position with those tanks. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think down below. I like these discussions because it brings out a lot of people have different opinions. They have different angles to look at it. And you guys chuck it down in the comments, and I think everyone is exposed to different ideas and views of it as it goes. Like I said, we ended up friends there. I try not to these days to fire back. I used to, if people did this stuff, I used to come back with both barrels. I have backed off that considerably. I'm not saying this necessarily deserved that because it was relatively benign, really, at the end of the day. In terms of a discussion, other than opening up with, well, you won because it was rigged. I'm like, dude, I was bottom tier in a 2-tier battle. I wasn't even in the battle really at the beginning. I was camping like a noob in the back, and then I kind of pushed in. I didn't really have a whole lot to do with it at 711 damage and 1,757 assist. And I ended up getting a late kill to make it look a little better at 2 kills. So really, at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe it was rigged just so Guido could get a win on a bad game. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's all I've got for today. We will see ya.